I am Roy Abbott, and I am a sustainer. And I am really excited about finally reaching this goal, what you're striving for. And I have been in your seat, and I've been in your seat twice. It was very difficult for me to first come back to PCW and just basically say, help, I'm not doing this. Because not only was I tired of being tired, letting all the air out before I tied my shoes, putting on my clothes and being uncomfortable in my own skin, I was angry. I was really angry at myself. I was angry at my situation. I was angry at getting old, which you should be thankful because the opposite is the obituary. So, but I was angry. I was angry, and I hid it really well. And I took up my anger with food. Food was my comfort, my go-to. Food never yelled back at me. Food would do whatever I asked, as long as I had the money for the drive-through. I could make it. But I'm a people pleaser. I have to realize who we are. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. And when I came in here, one of the things that PCW did for me was remind me that we're all the same. We all have strengths and weaknesses. They're just different. And you have to find what yours are. Your strengths, because everybody has them, but also your weakness and what that is. And my weakness was my anger in combination with pleasing people. And instead of talking about my problem, I would just eat and eat and eat. It's amazing what I put my body through, what I was able to consume. When you start tracking your food and tracking what you're drinking, I don't know, were you amazed? I was absolutely amazed. How am I doing this? But it was a real wake-up call for me to realize what I had been putting my body through. I used food to soothe my anger, but my weight gain made me angrier. The ever circling life. The cycle was recognizable when I started journaling. I was taught about journaling for years, and I kind of blew it off. But one thing great about journaling is you don't have to spell right. Nobody else looks at this thing. I learned more about journaling. People burn their journals at the end of the year. Nobody will ever see this. If you want to keep it, fine, go ahead. But I don't necessarily want people to know what I wrote down. But there was also a class in journaling that PCW had, and it talked more about journaling in a certain way and saying what you're thankful for to start out positive, but then what's your struggle and what am I angry about today? And to get that out instead of eating it away. And then also, what am I looking forward to? End on a positive. And what am I thankful for again? There was a solution to my weight problem, but it would require me to return to PCW. When I first joined PCW in 2012, it was an interesting facility kind of around a corner and behind a doctor's office back in Mount Zion. It was highly recommended from a gal at the church who was going through the program, and I had seen her weight loss. So I went and really enjoyed the people. Now, really positive experience, and then we moved to a new office, which is a great location. People were very encouraging, and you're going through the same thing. One week we'll talk about nutrition, and another week we'll talk about exercise. But you hear these key words about lifestyle change, and I thought that's just another word for diet, but it's not another word for diet. And I had to get that out of my head. It truly is a lifestyle change. And until I really got that in my head, and when people talk about diets now, I really try to correct them and say, stop dieting right now. Look the big picture, look at a lifestyle change, because to be healthy and to live it out is a combination of every part of your life, your mental life, your physical life, emotional life, and my journaling helps that. And so it's a life that you're living. It's not just one piece. It's everything comes into play. When I came back in 2018, it was, I believe it was February, and I first came back, I had to admit, well, all this wonderful things you taught me 6 years ago, it's still true, but I didn't change my lifestyle. And my biggest mistake was I didn't become the sustainer. I didn't come to the meetings, and they're free. You can keep buying the supplements that are wonderful and they help a lot, but I need now, as a sustainer, I still need help. I still need accountability. I need somebody to look at that scale and see that number. Yep, that's where I'm at, good or bad, there's the number. And then talking about recipes, talking about life together. You develop friendships with other sustainers. We're doing this together. So PCW welcomed me back with open arms. And they were very encouraging. They weren't, obviously, and that they're the nicest people you've ever met. And they just want to encourage you. You've made this wonderful choice. You're going against the culture. There are other people I know who are living unhealthy lives. Their lifestyles are not positive. They may be slender, but they're not happy. And so there's all things about PCW, not just weight. So I've really appreciated that, welcoming me back. So they taught me about portion control again. They have tasty nutrition supplements and accountability. What a great combination. But also planning ahead for meals, planning ahead for exercise, drinking water, logging my food and activities. I appreciated other sustainers talking about, I'm drinking water, and that means I got to stop at every Casey between here and Effingham to go to the bathroom. And that can be part of it some days. I need others to help my life live today, realign my life, and continue this journey. Stories of other people and how they've lived and how they've made their changes and their openness about what their weakness is and their strength, that gives me encouragement. And I hope you're encouraged today. I am proud of you for being here. Just meeting you, just a handshake is one thing, but I am proud of you for being here. And just as I am here saying, I need help. I can't do this alone. But we're not meant to be alone. At least I wasn't. I was built for people. And part of why I'm here today. You are who you hang out with. The people that you choose to be around have a big influence on your life. And to be with other people that are saying, I want to live a better life. We're all in this together. My hope is to help others listening to their situations and successes and hearing them overcome challenges. And it can be one at a time. One at a time. It was hard to come back and admit my shortcoming, but I am no longer making poor choices. I'm no longer lazy. I watch TV, but then I get up on the commercials. I was so excited. The positive part of this was going shopping for clothes and getting new clothes. And my first initial thought with my wife was, no, I don't want to do that. I hate shopping for clothes. Like, oh wait, this is great. So I love my white tennis shoes and my shorts, and I just feel so much better. Now my mom still calls me skinny boy and fat boy. She's mom. My mom is just straight in my face. She's not very encouraging. But now I'm skinny boy again. But more than that, I want to live this out. Today I'm not only thinner, but I'm more positive about myself. My goals are to attend sustainer meetings every week, to set daily, weekly, and long-term goals. What am I looking forward to? And enjoying this healthy life. Staying active at home and at the YMCA. I had an accident 3 years ago, and not to get into the details of that, but I had nerve damage. And so when I came through that, I went back to my exercises, and I found that this hand is numb, and lifting weights made it worse. And so I had to find some other exercise that would help me. And so I found water aerobics. And I started out pretty slow, but water aerobics enabled me not to be so hard on my joints and my knees and my legs, and the weight that I had that pushed down on my legs for so long. My wife was in it because she doesn't like to sweat. You're in that water, and you're not feeling it. And there's great camaraderie in that group. Yep, So I found an exercise that I could really get into. Now, there aren't many guys in this, I'll tell you. In fact, look at this. There's only 2 guys in this room today, and 7 or 8 gals. But I'm proud of you for you just being here. And men, we need that support too. So I go to the Y and I go to this class, with 10 gals and 2 guys. We're in this water aerobics class, but they help me and they're part of it too. And I continue eating healthy, both privately and publicly. I want to eat healthy, and I've got my numbers for my body comp, and I keep those in my journal, and I pull these out. I did not know that you could lose inches in your knees. I did not know that. In fact, I lost more inches in my knees than my calf. How crazy is that? Who does that? I had no idea. So my knees are much happier and skinnier. I have skinny knees. But all these numbers from February to May, they all went down 2 inches or 3 inches, 4 inches from my waist, and I keep this in front of me. Whatever success works for you, keep that in front of you. It's okay to celebrate you and what you've accomplished, but also enjoy celebrating with others. So I really enjoy this life, and I want to stay here. I don't want to go through this program again, even though your program is wonderful. I don't want to go back to that 250-pound Roy, but stay at the 200 and less Roy.
Say it, Skinny Roy.
Skinny Roy.
Yeah.
Yes, Skinny Roy. So thank you, Mom. Any questions? Yes.
So what'd you bring over there?
Well, one of my secrets, I love to snack, and I found these rice crisps are really good, and they're tasty. You don't want to eat a whole bag. And then that actually helped me go to these. I used to never do the whole rice cake thing. I'm like, really? Rice cakes? Really? But you can put the peanut butter that they have here on those.
BB Fit?
Yeah, BB Fit is really, really good with that. And so that's part of my secret, and of course water. So that's what I brought today. And they take up room.
What was the biggest change you had to make when you came back, do you think?
Biggest change for me was getting active again. The hardest thing was admitting I needed help. Similar to other addictions. I mean, I'm a glutton. I was a glutton. I still am a glutton if I let myself go. But that's the biggest change for me, admitting I needed help. Step 1.
So, as I'm recording, one thing Roy brought up that's very important, I think, to point out. He liked us. You still do like us.
I do.
And we obviously had a relationship, a friendship that we developed,
Mm-hmm.
and he sustained the first time, but then he disappeared.
Yeah.
So that's what I say to a lot of people is when you finish the program, don't just leave.
Right.
I mean, we
Keep
like
coming back.
having you here
Keep coming
and
back. Yeah.
keep coming back. Because then, I think part of him coming back is he just missed me. But
I did. I
you
missed
know,
Becky. She's
yeah.
very encouraging.
And so
What a
then,
story.
you come through the second time, and I truly mean, don't just disappear.
No,
because
no.
we would miss this
No.
smile and this laugh, and it's part of what keeps you going,
Yeah,
and you're part of what keep us going.
And I'll say that I've gone to sustainers groups, and there's 4, 5, 6 of us. But I also went this past Sunday, and it was just Lee. She was the only one there, and I was there. And she didn't say, I'm out of here, just because I showed up by myself. We went on a 3-mile walk. And, they're committed to us, one at a time. So I really appreciate that. Absolutely.
Anyone else have questions for? I call him PR. Pastor Roy.
Pastor Roy.
Yeah, anybody have
So do you
questions?
still
for him?
journal and sustaining? Do you find that beneficial
Absolutely.
as much as it was when you were trying to?
Absolutely, yeah, I journaled this morning, and I'm still angry at stuff. That hasn't changed. You know, but I'm writing that out and dealing with it. You know, and you know, when you write it out, then you can look at it objectively, kind of outside yourself, if you will. Say, okay, why am I angry about that? You know, what can I do about it? So, writing, just getting that out. And then, what am I looking forward to? You know. Yes.
Oh, I have a, so when you came back, did you come back like doing the same program as you did before, like LCD or?
I do 2 supplements a day when I first came back, and then my wife really wanted me to have a meal. That's important for us as a family. So we get together and we eat a healthy meal, obviously. So that's what I did. 2 supplements a day.
And I have to agree with you too. That is one of the reasons why we stay here, is because how good they are. There is that relationship there. That
There is.
you
There
just
is.
want to come back because they truly care.
They really do care, and I made a mistake talking myself out of sustainers because counseling is really important, and it's really a great part of life. They figure stuff out that either we're not admitting to or can't face or understand. And I used to hate the fact that I have to pay for a friend. Okay? Now, I was meeting with a young man whose father is in prison, and his father would just hand me $20, you know, I'll pay for gas, because I'd drive down to Hillsboro and back, and I'd buy lunch, and, you know, we'd spend this time together because, you know, this kid, his dad was gone, he had no father figure in his life, you know, his grandfather was older, and so one day, I brought him back home, and his dad asked, did you give me a check? Did you give Pastor Roy the check? And he said, no. And I said, well, let's talk about that. He says, you know, I feel weird. I have to pay you to see me. I said, I don't want to do that. I said, you know, I'm not seeing you because I'm getting paid. I'm seeing you because I care for you. And it came right back to this, you know. They have insurance to pay. They have car bills to pay. They have to buy their food. They have to live out their life, and they're giving their time. Just like, I mean, I'm giving my time for this teenage boy. And his grandfather knows that I need to pay for gas, and I need to pay for lunch, and I need to pay for insurance. You know, they're giving their time, and just like I was for this young man, and I'm not paying for their love. You can't buy love. You know, they love us. They care for us, or they wouldn't be doing what they're doing in the first place. So it's okay. It's okay. Anybody else? Well, way to show up. Keep showing up. Don't quit, and you will succeed.